Welcome to Patrick Talks Teaching. Today, let's talk about adaptation plans. What are they? Who gets one? What do they mean? Why are they important? Lots of questions, so let's dive right in. An adaptation plan is for a student who needs a bit of assistance in accessing regular curriculum. These students will have an identified need and will require adaptations consistently across multiple classroom settings. There's nothing here that has to do with intellect. Every student with an adaptation plan will be learning the exact same outcomes as in the regular curriculum. I like to think of glasses when it comes to adaptations. I wear glasses. This is a simple adaptation that helps me to function day to day. Take a second to think about the consequences of me driving without my glasses. I wouldn't want to be in my line of fire, and yet I can still drive, as long as my glasses are on. The same goes for our students. They can learn curricular outcomes, we just need to make sure they have access to their glasses while they learn. And just like the universe does not want me to drive without my glasses, we cannot allow our students to learn without their adaptations. Let's explore some reasons for having an adaptation plan. When I consider the list of students who have an adaptation plan, a few commonalities emerge. Students who fall within the spectrum of visual impairments or hearing impairments will likely have an adaptation plan. Things like FM audio systems or seating in the classroom could be among their adaptations. In other cases, a sign language interpreter or a scribe and material in Braille would be necessary. Another group of students that may require an adaptation plan are English language learners. Once language skills have reached a certain level, adaptations such as chunked assignments, extra time, or a scribe will be in place to help make the regular curriculum accessible. The student will work on the regular curriculum, but with adaptation supports in place. This differs from e-programming, where outcomes can be removed and the focus is on vocabulary building. Another group of students who will require an adaptation plan are those with diagnosed learning disabilities. A learning disability is a neurological disorder that affects the way a person stores, understands, retrieves, or communicates information. It has nothing to do with cognitive ability. All it means is that we require different types of glasses to meet different types of needs. Here's a chart that lists some types of learning disabilities. Going through this list, you can see each one implies an impairment in a different area. You might have heard of dyslexia, for example, which has to do with the difficulty with reading. Other types include dyscalculia, which is difficulty with math, dysgraphia, which is difficulty with writing, and dyspraxia, which is difficulty with fine motor skills such as penmanship. Other types of learning disabilities include non-verbal learning disabilities, where one might have challenges understanding facial expressions, visual tasks, and body language. There's also receptive language disorder, where somebody might have challenges with understanding the meaning of languages and understanding others. And finally, on this list, we have an expressive language disorder, where one might have trouble expressing their understanding through speech and in writing. Learning disabilities must be compensated for by implementing adaptations at school. With appropriate adaptations in place, the student will be successful in learning the regular curriculum. Think of adaptation plans as similar to differentiated instruction. To make them manageable, it might be wise to generate a list of the adaptations required for the students in the classroom. This list should not be long. Perhaps 2 students require an oral assessment. Perhaps 3 others require a set of notes provided to them. Rather than making these adaptations unique for the individual students, it can be convenient to make them a part of your classroom teaching. Adaptations are intended to meet the needs of specific students, but they can have a positive impact for all students. And it's here where we have a big idea. It's likely that other students would benefit from specific adaptations becoming part of the classroom culture and environment. It's like a ramp in a building. People in wheelchairs or with walkers benefit from the ramp, but so do people with strollers and those who simply have difficulty with stairs. We will never know who benefits from universal adaptations, but if you have them in place deliberately to meet the needs of a couple students, chances are all students may benefit. So give notes, spread a test out over 2 days to provide more time, and make sure the classroom teacher is working with small groups of students at times, while an EA is supporting the rest of the class. With appropriate adaptations in place, things can become more manageable. And remember that adaptations aren't providing an unfair advantage. In fact, they are doing the exact opposite. If everyone in the classroom that needed glasses had them at their disposal, the road ahead would have fewer obstacles. Thanks for listening.